Aaron, get the car going. Show us some drifts. Tell us about point 8. I think we're all excited about point 8.
I will say, can I say the name of the currency, Aaron?
Sure.
Damn, that's gonna be super cool. Will you be able to modify pro cars like Adam's S15 a little bit more than in Torque Drift 1? Darksea's asking if they can see what is the fastest car.
Ooh, the fastest car. Yeah, I would say, actually, that will be in this update.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. We are here with Billy and Aaron from Torque Drift 2, Reese Monkey Games, Torque Motorsport. Hey guys, how's it going?
Yo.
Good. I just realized we're wearing the exact same thing, Aaron.
I just changed.
One of us has to change.
I mean, how's it going, guys? It's been a minute since we've chatted, but a lot of things have changed and a lot of new things have come into action. Tell us, how have these few months been?
Go on, Aaron.
Good. We're just obviously under the pump to get stuff out. Hopefully you guys are gonna see this stuff soon.
Yeah, I think there was a lot that we wanted to get done by the end of last year. The start of this year has really been recollecting ourselves, doing a lot of quality of life improvements to the game, including physics and performance, before we jump into the rest of the year, which is, larger features for the game. So jam-packed year, but we're keen to showcase some of the things in update 0.8, which is mostly performance improvements for sim rig and controller, plus cars, more cut-more parts, more tracks, and as well as controller assists, which we've made a bunch of improvements in.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can see you guys are, in your sim rigs. Tell us more about that, because obviously, that's something that you guys have been optimizing a lot. Aaron, get the car going. Show us some drifts or some sideways action.
We've actually been drifting recently.
Yeah.
So
IRL, gotta love some
yes,
IRL.
IRL. Yeah.
There's three of us in two cars, just like back to back, taking the cars out, spinning out, learning, crashing. But yeah, the cars are great. And like from that, we kind of took everything that we've been working on with the sim rig physics, control physics, and then trying to basically bring that in, make sure we're aligned with feeling that we want to get out of the game. It's quite challenging. We could probably get more into all the types of things that go into making a computer game feel like real life.
Well, I mean,
it's very complicated.
You guys made it look incredibly close to real life, right? I think that's something that everyone has said about what you guys are doing, is how amazing it looks. Obviously building in Unreal Engine 5, and I think we've talked about this multiple times, but every time I see you guys do a high quality render, it looks literally unreal, right? Or so real. Tell us more about building in that. What are the challenges? You guys, obviously, I know you guys do a lot of 3D scanning of the cars. What's that like? How do you get such a realistic looking image?
Maybe talk about the car process, Aaron, and then I can jump in talking about, the other tech that we're using and the challenges that kind of come with that.
Cool.
Yeah.
So basically, when we sign the manufacturers, there is a level of approval and quality that we have to hit. So we always try and scan our cars, and the artists are getting really good in the studio. So it's just freaking looking awesome.
I would say that, we're using a lot of new tech. The games that we build last, we hope that they last for a long time. So it's a big decision at the start to what game engine are you using, what technology are you using, and it's almost like if you make the wrong decision, that's what the game will use for the rest of the life.
You're stuck with
stuck.
Yeah.
You're never really stuck, but the amount of time it takes to then revert those decisions is quite large. We decided early on that we're going to use Unreal Engine 5, which was when we started was still in closed access. It wasn't officially out yet, so it was very buggy. And kind of every update after Unreal Engine 5, which is the big engine update, which is Nanite and Lumen, for those of you who know what they mean. Yeah, there's more and more features that come out, but that means that we have to continually try to adjust, support, that within the game. That means there's bugs sometimes, and causes some issues in production because different plugins and supported different versions of Unreal. It just means that we've made a conscious effort to use tech that is on cutting edge.
I've got some comments from people on the Twitter, aka X.
Cool.
Drifting Maximus says, "Yo, I've got a Fanatec CSL-DD and the handling is already better from 0.6 to 0.7.
Cool.
So keen to see what that's in 0.8. Billy,
Yes.
tell us more. So you guys obviously launched 0.7 out in December. Tell us more about that and tell us, you've obviously got Hakone, which is one of the most iconic tracks or drift, let's say, roads anyone's ever seen. So tell us more about that and tell us what you got coming for point 8.
Just on the physics comment, it's really good to hear the person with the Fanatec setup that it's feeling better from 6 to 7. It's going to feel much better from 7 to 8, which is what we're playing on right now. We're playing on 0.8. We readjusted all of the vehicle weight distributions. We readjusted a lot of the suspension settings for the cars, the engine inertias, like throttle response, with load and offload, brake torque, like all of these different things that take ages to adjust to make more realistic, that add up to a much more realistic feeling when you're transitioning using the weight of the car. So I hope that commenter enjoys 08 when it comes out. I'm just driving down Kone at the moment. This is the most recent track that we have done and released.
I mean, it's just so iconic, isn't it, right? Like, you Initial D, you go to the arcades, you go play all those classic drifting arcade games, and Hakone is always the one that you see. So this looks amazing. Andy Ritchie says, looks great on the sim, tried to play the other day and had a couple issues with the camera on controller, but really looking forward to what's next. Andy, just drop a comment, let us know what your biggest issue is, and I'll let these wizards work their magic with the build. But tell us about point 8. I think we're all excited about point 8.
There's not a ton of in terms of feature set, but it's really like, we've got nice loading screens now between tracks, which was part of like a performance improvement. Let me just show that. These things, and when you load up a track, there's a nice image of the track, which is part of performance improvement of actually loading the tracks. And yeah, everything to do with physics. So I wouldn't say there's any like new crazy features or anything like that, but it should just feel better overall for people to play.
It blows my mind every time I see or I switch this game on, because it just looks and feels so good.
So coming into Irwindale, so you get a nice view of Irwindale, and it's a nice floating screen before your car jumps in. There's also music that will pop up in the driving now instead of just in the garage.
Andy Rich says he's going to play again tomorrow and try grab a clip and drop it in the Discord if it's still bugged. Very excited for the game, making me want to get a decent sim setup. Sounds good.
Going into 09, it's probably about a month away or a little bit more. We've got a whole bunch of new features, or a main new feature, which is going to be a driving game mode where you'll be able to earn an in-game currency and purchase cars and parts from within the game. So up to now, everything's been done via the website. So now you'll be able to play the game mode, earn this currency, and purchase stuff and upgrade your car all within the game, which is going to be a big improvement and something we've been planning to do for a while.
Very cool. That'll be amazing.
Yeah.
So you earn, so it's like almost like an XP kind of currency where you earn it for driving, and then you exchange that for parts, cars.
Yeah, that's right. So you'll be able to compete, you'll be able to win events, earn currency, and then use that to save up for cars and parts within the garage. So yeah, really looking forward to that. There's a few things I'm purposely not saying, so that's a bit more of a surprise.
Oh, gotta love it.
Yeah.
Darksea's saying very many choices of cars, amazing. Mark McGinley is saying spill the alpha. We've got Bertok saying let the alpha slip a bit. Everyone wants to know. Everyone wants to know what you guys have cooking.
I will say that. Can I say the name of the currency, Aaron?
Sure.
So the currency that you earn in the game through gameplay, like winning challenges and events, is called tofu, which is short for torque funds, and you earn that through winning events. It's obviously themed. The game is based in Japan, and there's a lot around drifting and tofu, and it's got a very cute icon alongside it.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
There's the alpha, guys. Darksea's asking if they can see what is the fastest car.
Ooh, the fastest car. Yeah, I would say it's one of these pro cars. So these cars here I've got on my screen. They exist in real life. We scan them. They're as close and accurate as possible to get, including the interior. Might even take this out for the interior. But so Adam Elsie's car there. Also Chris Forsberg's Z. These are all competition cars. Odie's S14. We have Samet's S15 as well. And they're probably the fastest out of the gate. I'll take the LT's car out just so you can get a sense of.
Pretty mental.
Yeah, it's pretty mental.
Already.
It's like a rocket ship. We actually created LT's compound as well. So Adam has a big bit of property that he's called the compound. Has all of his cars in. And we actually took a drone over there to his property, scanned it, and recreated it. So I'm just panning around the interior of his car at the moment. So everything is as close to what it's like in real life as possible.
Yeah, right. Okay. Question from Drifting Maximus. Will you be able to modify pro cars like Adam's S15 a little bit more than in Torque Drift 1?
That's a good question. It's up to community, I think, for how much. We definitely don't want people to be able to completely change the pro cars, but I think we should definitely have support for smaller cosmetic things like, well, you'll be able to tune the hell out of them in terms of all of the performance metrics, but changing turbos, body kits and all of that kind of loses the spirit of the pro car itself. But, you know, all these things are...
There's also licensing issues. So, you know, imagine putting like a different turbo on Mad Mike runs Garrett turbos and then someone put something else on it. It just kind of doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, amazing. So yeah, I mean, Drifting Maximus has come back and said, good answer. Some modifications are good, but changing the spirit of the car kind of ruins the purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got another question. Papa asks, any plans for Toranas?
I mean, it's probably a bit hard to get licensing for Toranas now, considering that Holden... What's the go with GM in Australia?
So obviously Holden has finished its legacy history is just gone. So Holden was closed down a few years ago. Obviously General Motors was the owners of Holden. Yeah, I think we probably can still get licensing for it for Holden.
A bit harder. I mean, they definitely do burnouts in Toronto.
Yeah, that's some crazy
But yeah, it's not to say we won't, but we'll just like there's so many drift cars and street cars that we want to do first that we'll probably focus on those before we go to more out there.
Yeah, of course.
We have Toranas in Top Burnout.
Aha, a little bit of grass drifting.
Yeah, mowing the lawn.
Oh, yeah. That's how crop circles are made, right?
Yeah,
It's not the aliens.
this is how I grew up. This is what I would do in the back paddock. We had like an old Mitsubishi Sigma wagon.
It's probably had 50 horsepower.
Yeah, and you just go out in the wet grass, and I guess that's where I learned to drift because that's all I was doing.
What was I going to say? Mr. Andy Ritchie says, looking forward to streaming when the new multiplayer is live. Definitely. Hey, guys, what Nick's stream? Why don't I do it while I'm in my sim as well, and we can do a little three-way drift action?
Yeah, 100% should. Once we get the new update out, we'll definitely do some more multiplayer streaming.
Hell yeah. Did we actually say when the update's going live?
So we're in internal testing. So this isn't the multiplayer update that would be like dedicated servers and stuff. You can play multiplayer now just through here, but this update here with the physics improvements, the performance improvements, and quality of life stuff, we're aiming to get out by the end of the month. We're in internal testing now, sending it out to other people who have sim rigs for testing and feedback, and then we'll spend the next week and a half or so week a bit making improvements and taking that feedback. So yeah, look out for it between now and the end of the month.
All right. Will there be some drift AI or traffic AI in the game?
Traffic? We've been talking about traffic. Yep. I can give you a little sneak peek. We're probably going to do Japanese freeways, and then we'll put some traffic on that.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's insane. So obviously that is one of the biggest mods in Assetto Corsa, right? That is one of the most kind of populated servers, something that people absolutely love. So that would be really cool. Is that something you guys are actively working on, or?
Yeah.
Yep.
We're building out all of the tooling for the freeway generation. We're starting like R&D on the traffic systems, and it's part of a much larger update, which is going to come in maybe 2 to 3 months. But yeah, it's going to be very, very cool. So freeway driving, traffic.
Damn, that's going to be super cool. I mean, I'm excited by that. Guys, the questions are now flying in. Okay, will the player names show in multiplayer? Small one.
Yes, actually that will be in this update. So another quality of life thing in multiplayer lobbies, you'll be able to there'll be a little section that pops up whenever someone joins the lobby. So you know someone's joined, it'll pop up, say such and such has joined the lobby, or such and such has left. And then also there'll be name tags on top of the cars. So you'll be able to see where people are. So that's another thing I forgot to mention that will be coming out between now and the end of the month in a new update.
Very cool. All right, another question. Does the game guide newbies to drifting on how to drift?
Yes, it will. Right now, there's the tutorialization is slim to say the least, but we do have plans to integrate basically we have these real drift events that myself and Aaron have gone through where they're called drift skills. You just learn basics of doing handbrake entries, clutch kicking, doing donuts, figure eights, linking corners, like weight transitioning. So like all of these things we're going to gamify into like a challenge system. Matt, do you remember like the training schools in GTA?
Yeah.
Like the car training schools, like the planes. It's going to be similar to that.
Super cool. Yeah, I think that's going to really help. All right, more. Maybe AI feedback to give you coaching on your driving.
Yeah, we've definitely thought of. I would say we've thought of most things. There's definitely not a shortage of ideas at Grease Monkey.
Of course.
We're just like, what are the most important things to do now?
Awesome. Well, guys, I know you have incredibly busy schedules, so I'm gonna give you some time back. But yeah, I guess like before we wrap this all up, I'm gonna put you on the big screen, you and Aaron. I can see Aaron there.
Thanks for organising this, Matt, and thanks for everyone listening. If you guys got any further questions or you want to, be more part of the community, just reach out. Yeah.
Discord, right? Discord's a good place for people to go. Head to the Torque Motorsport Discord.
Yeah, Torque Motorsport Discord. Yeah, any support in terms of feedback or things you'd buy the site, support the development of the game. I'm constantly working on adding new things. The feedback and support around building the game and always helps. Cool, thanks Matt. Catch you in the next one. Thanks everyone. Catch you on the track. Yeah.
See you guys soon.
Still in your girl, I'ma keep you down. Giving it out of the options now.